Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to show you my new track car and tell you a little bit about it, how I got it prepped, and tell you what my car situation is right now. So let's get to it. So here it is, the C5. I went for the C5 because of course it's a bargain, but I haven't had a V8 before, and this is a good combination of price and power and balance, and I feel like it's a good decision for me to do and try out, play with. There could be other choices that you think are better, but I think this is a good choice for me and what my situation is. So right now I currently just have this as my track car, and I do not have the Spec E30 anymore. I don't have time to do the Spec E30 racing as much. It takes up basically a Friday to a Sunday for me. The truck and the trailer and the towing. I wanted another track car I could just go play with, go instruct. I do have my Fiesta ST that I'll still take out, but I'll try to take this out more often than the Fiesta. The Fiesta will be a backup, I guess, and that's my daily. This will just be my weekend play car. I can go take it out whenever. That was the thing with the Spec E30. I couldn't take it out whenever I wanted. It was just like a few times a year when I raced. So I will get to showing you around the car and what I've done to it, and then in another video we'll get to later, I'll do a POV drive. So let's get to what's in the car. Okay, so when I got the car, this right fender was hanging off, so I fixed that. I did an oil change. I cleaned the underside, the transmission, and the diff fluids were changed, and also the coolant. So all the fluids are changed. I also did an oil analysis on it with Blackstone Labs, and I can go over the specifics of that, but basically it came down to everything being really good with the engine. So I know that's not going to show me everything with the history, but it does give me a good history of the engine and how it's been abused or not abused. When I got this car, it had the stock shift knob with the like B&M or B&W something shifter, and it didn't have the anti-venom mod, and it was just so clunky and so hard to shift. I was missing first gear all the time when I was going to a stop and putting it in third instead. So anyways, anti-venom mod, and I'll get to what shifter I put in and what shift knob I put in a second. Then I did the AC system. I had to put all the components up in the engine bay. I had to install all those and find them or source them, and did have the compressor luckily, so I just had to get the hoses and link them all up. Replaced all the O-rings while I was in there, and then I put camber lockout plates in the front, and the camber lockout plates are made by Global West. You can find those online, and I will try to link them. Then I did the DRM Bilsteins, which are just Bilstein like sport shocks, or you know, track shocks that are revalved by this company called DRM, and they aren't as good as putting a whole coilover setup in, but I wanted to go somewhat cheap for now until I get the powertrain, make sure that's all reliable, and test everything out. Then I might go to coilover, but I put the DRMs in because it's a good balance between price and performance. I also did front and rear lowering bolts. Those are just to lower the car a little bit more. It's not fully lowered. I wanted the right rake, I wanted the right ride height. I might actually raise it slightly depending on everything, but I did get it to where I like it visually, and the rake is set to where I like it, and I'll get to the alignment specs later. I did front and rear sway bar bushings and links, so those are adjustable links, and then the sway bar bushings are poly. And what else? I removed the tint on the car. I did the front and rear tow hooks. I'll have links for those in the description so you can see what tow hooks I did. I put mine on the right side in the front, and then on the right side in the rear. I also did a front caliper rebuild. The rotors that were on the front of this were actually cracked when I got them, but he did have track pads on there. I put new track pads, DTC 60s in the front, and he had DTC 60s already in the rear. I put the new rotors in, obviously, and rebuilt those calipers, the dual piston calipers. I did the string alignment, so I actually set the caster based on these Froggy videos on YouTube, and I did my own string alignment. based on specs online. I can put the specs up on the screen maybe, or you can just see in my description. I'll probably put them. And then under the hood, if you want to see under the hood, it's basically looks like a stock C5 Corvette here, and it's pretty clean under here. Everything's mounted good. It has a big radiator on it with the oil cooler integrated into it. That came with the car. That was one of the few things that did come with the car that was performance related. And on the top end, I actually ended up doing the valve springs, the bearings, the keepers, all the stuff that you would do on the top end to make sure it's bulletproof, because I don't want things blowing up on the track. I did the spark plugs, things like that. So just reliability wise, should be pretty bulletproof. And then the last thing I did was the MGW shifter, and I did that shift knob there from the C6R race car. I guess that's supposed to be a good one. I like just kind of clanking on the gears like this. I don't like grabbing on a shift knob like this. I like to be able to shift like that. So the MGW shifter totally changed the shifter feel, along with the anti-Venom mod that goes to the transaxle in the back. That's basically just like two washers that space out a little spring-loaded ball, and that makes the shifter feel not as notchy. So I am going to add links in the description so you can see. Oh, I didn't talk about the wheels. That's the best part. So the wheels are Apex 18 by 11s, and they're the offset that is made for the C5. They took about a couple months to get to my house, based on all the shipping issues we're having right now in 2021. And I have Falcon 660s on there, and those are supposed to be decent tire as well. It fits perfectly in the front. It's pretty snug, but even full crank left and right, I don't really rub. I might hit a little plastic, but I don't even hear it. So it's a great setup. The only thing I would do is add like maybe 5mm spacer or so in the back to keep the track width, or to mess with the track width, and I'll see what track width will feel good on track. So you can use spacers to actually adjust the balance of the car. And we're gonna go for a drive in the next video, so make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for more, and you will see this thing drive the back roads. And then in a few more weeks or so, I don't know when it'll actually come out on YouTube, I'll be at Sonoma doing a test drive, testing everything out, seeing what breaks, what doesn't break, what I need to adjust, and documenting that a little bit. And anything else you would do to the car, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next video.